If your dropshipping store has little or no organic traffic from Google and you're stuck relying on paid ads that barely make you profitable, then there is a very good chance you're making one of these 3 SEO mistakes. And these mistakes are absolutely killing your rankings and therefore the money your business is making from Google. Most SEO videos will tell you about some basic advice. Avoid low quality content, add keywords to your pages, make a few technical or settings tweaks. And while those things aren't wrong, they're not the real reason most dropshipping stores fail at getting SEO traffic. And I'm willing to bet that your store is making at least one of these errors right now. I've worked on SEO for dozens of dropshipping stores, including 3 of my own. I know inside out what really moves the dial. One of my current stores has been live for about a year. It now gets 16,000 organic visitors per month from Google, which translates to 6 figures per month in revenue. The dropshipping store that I owned before that and sold for $700K did over $1 million in SEO revenue. And in this video, I'm going to gift you all that knowledge and experience and show you the 3 major mistakes that are stopping 90% of dropshipping stores from ranking and making big SEO revenue instead of just relying on ads. And by the end of the video, you'll know how to identify whether you're making them and exactly how to fix them. The first mistake, and by far the most common, is that your store has no topical authority. And if this is you, your store stands no chance with SEO. Google evaluates authority in 2 main ways: domain authority and topical authority. Now, I'm willing to bet that your store's domain authority is very low. You probably didn't buy a 15-year-old aged domain, you haven't spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on backlinks, and your store is probably less than 3 years old. That means that Google already views your site as relatively weak. You can check this yourself by putting it into domain tools like Ahrefs, SEMrush, or Moz and comparing your domain rating to your competitors. Look at this example. This is page 1 for the keyword cold plunge. Average domain rating is 75. Your store is almost certainly 20 or less. So if you're trying to compete on domain authority alone, you're cooked. But there is another way. If your domain is weak, there's only one way to compete, and that is topical authority. Google will allow weaker websites to rank and rise above their domain rating if they show undeniable expertise in a specific niche. But most dropshipping stores completely fail at this. They make one of 2 errors. The first is they don't create enough content hitting on the right topics to establish topical authority. We'll come to how to do that in a minute. Or even worse, they try to sell everything: golf simulators, saunas, camping gear, kids' toys, e-bikes, sports equipment, etc. And when Google sees that, it has no idea what your site is actually an authority on. What you need to do instead is go extremely deep in one niche. If you are selling sheds or man caves, for example, your site should answer every possible question and need someone might have before buying one. Things like wood shed versus metal shed. Do I need a planning permit for a man cave? How to choose the right size of shed? What is the best shed for woodworking? 8-foot by 12-foot sheds. Brand A compared with brand B, and so on. When Google sees dozens of pages covering every angle of a niche, it starts to recognize your site as an authority in that space. And that is when rankings start to happen. The second mistake is that your store fails Google's EEAT framework. And nailing EEAT is literally the formula to getting Google's algorithm to love you and rank you. EEAT stands for experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. Google introduced this because the internet was becoming flooded with low-quality AI content. So now, Google asks a very simple question when evaluating your site. Is this a real, trustworthy business with the authority to rank that we can send our users to confidently? And most dropshipping stores completely fail this test. Common problems include no Google My Business profile, no obvious trading address, weak or missing policies, no active social media accounts. To Google, that looks like a website they cannot trust. But the biggest EEAT mistake is not proving expertise. If you write an article about which sauna is the best for athletic recovery, Google wants to know, why should anyone trust your opinion? Are you a physiotherapist? A fitness expert? Have you tested all these products? If there's no evidence of your expertise, your content struggles to rank. One game changer solution is to add real expert authors. For example, you could hire a physiotherapist on Upwork and have them listed as the author on your pages. This is a very low cost and high impact strategy. Include their qualifications, their profiles, and now Google sees that content as coming from a qualified expert, and your rankings dramatically improve. The third mistake is probably the biggest poison to your SEO, and that's the fact that you are going after the wrong keywords. People do keyword research and see something like sauna with 100k monthly searches, infrared sauna 60k, garden sauna 40k, and they think, great, if I rank for those, I'll get loads of traffic. And they are right, but there's one problem. You aren't going to rank for them. On parent terms like that, you are competing with websites that have been in the industry for decades, massive players, huge authority domains. Unless your site is extremely powerful, you're simply not going to outrank them. That strategy is like launching a new product to market and trying to get it into 2,000 Target stores on day one. Good luck. Instead, you need to Moneyball your approach to SEO. You need to look for keywords that are underserved with low competition and are still very commercially valuable. In most niches, there are thousands of those keywords, and among those, there will be hundreds of opportunities where weaker, newer sites can rank, especially if you've nailed EEAT and topical authority. Instead of targeting sauna, you might target two-person cedar infrared sauna. Much lower competition, much higher buying intent, and much easier to rank. Now, the keyword sauna might have 100k monthly searches versus 1,000 monthly searches for two-person cedar infrared sauna, but better to rank for 50 keywords with around 1,000 in traffic potential than to fail to rank for a beast term and get zero traffic. Trying to rank for massive parent terms with a new site is like graduating university, applying for jobs that require 10 years of experience, getting rejected, and concluding that the job market is broken and just giving up. You just need to go after the right opportunities. So, if your dropshipping store has no organic traffic, it's almost always because one of these three things. You have no topical authority, you fail Google's EEAT trust signals, or you're targeting the wrong keywords that you have no chance of ranking for. Fix those three issues and SEO becomes dramatically easier. And then organic traffic starts flowing and you finally stop relying on paid ads for every single sale. If you want to see the exact Moneyball SEO process I use to find low competition keywords, I've got a full video breaking that down. I will link it in the first comment. And if you want more strategies on how to build a 6-figure dropshipping store using SEO, make sure that you subscribe.